Welcome back, I'm Ren from Blueward Gaming, and before we get into this episode, it is currently storming outside, so if you hear any thunder, that's what's going on, or pretty much anything you hear in the background, it's going to be the storm. So let's get into this review of H1Z1 King of the Hill. Now, I know that I'm showing up to this party quite a bit late, but I only really started playing the Battle Royale genre when PUBG came out, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be comparing this to most of the time, as I think PUBG is kind of the gold standard for these Battle Royale games that I'll be taking a look at in the near future. So let's get right into it, starting with the graphics. And as always, what you see is what you get. This game is going for a slightly cartoonish, I would say, stylized, semi-realistic look. It's definitely not going for a strictly realistic look like PUBG, but it's still not anything to really say is terrible. It just looks like it's not finished yet, which I'll get to why that's somewhat of a problem here a little bit later. But the graphics all look really good. The animations are all pretty solid. The only thing is, you'll see when I move around and I'm stationary and I start looking around, that my character just starts to pivot without actually moving anything, and that's a little weird. And there's a few other spots where the animations just aren't as finished as I would like them to be. And now moving on to sounds, and there's not really much to go over here that's different than something like PUBG. Everything that you would think sounds a certain way does sound a certain way. Guns, I have found, are much louder in this game than they are in PUBG. Maybe a bit too loud, but everything sounds good. This is pretty much one of the only things that actually sounds finished. The sound effects and the engine noises and the gun sounds and the walking sounds, all that sounds pretty good for a game that is this old. Next, moving on to music. Just like other Battle Royale games, music is only played in the actual menus and the little startup section before you actually get into the game, because playing music while being in an actual match would be detrimental, as you have to be able to hear what's going on and everything. I never really paid much attention to the music, so I don't know if there's several different tracks, but at least it's not excessive to the point where it's the only thing that you hear. It's quite toned down from the music in PUBG in the menus, and actually I like it quite a bit better like that, where the music's not overpowering like it is in PUBG. So now, finally, let's get into the gameplay, and is it good or not, and if you should buy this game. So, starting out with the gameplay, the way that a typical match will go is you load into a lobby. That will be the starting little lobby while everybody else loads in. Then you'll be dropped randomly somewhere on the map with a group of other people. This is one of the main differences from PUBG, is that in PUBG you get to choose kind of where on the island you actually drop, where in this game you are just put randomly somewhere, and there is going to be people near you, so you have to get a gun quickly, and matches can be over very, very soon if you just happen to drop near someone else. And then after you drop, you go look for a backpack, a gun, ammo, all the typical stuff, healing supplies, all the normal stuff that you would in a Battle Royale game, and then you go try to find your way out of wherever you are and towards the new safe zone, and that safe zone moves in as time goes on. Now, one of the great things about the safe zone in this is that if you get caught outside the safe zone, and you're in the gas as it is in this game, there's two separate timers that go on. There's one timer that keeps track of how long you've been in the zone. This starts at 0 and moves up to 100. There's also your health bar, which starts slowly ticking down as the other timer starts ticking up. Once the gas timer is at 100%, you will die no matter what. It doesn't matter if you are at half health, 100% health, or if you just have a little bit. Once that timer gets up to 100 for the gas timer, it will kill you. And I kind of like that, and I kind of wish that PUBG had something like that, because it can get to be somewhat of a problem where people are spending so much time outside the zone that you really can just sneak up on people inside the zone and just get kills like that. Now, thankfully, PUBG tried to fix that with upping the damage that the zone did, but it doesn't really affect people sometimes. So once you go through the safe zone, you just start killing people like normal. And another big difference between this game and PUBG is in PUBG, each game has 100 people in it. It's normally 99 or 98, but it tries to be 100 all the time. In this game, from what it seems, the max number of people is something like 175 or something really large like that, and I can see why they had to do that. This game is much more fast-paced than PUBG. One of the best kind of tactics in this game is to get guns, go get a vehicle, drive up to somebody else, jump out, because you don't take damage for jumping out of a moving vehicle or crashing a vehicle. Only the vehicle takes damage. And you just jump out and shoot somebody. And it really feels unfinished to allow you to be going full speed in a truck and then just instantly jump out and start shooting somebody. Feels kind of unfinished. Then there's also slamming into a tree at full speed, jumping out and shooting somebody. Also feels pretty unfinished. And the problem is that's kind of the main biggest tactic in the game, is to do that, because that will catch most people off guard. That'll make it so that you are somewhat hard to hit. If you just run over the person, then you get a free kill, and that's really the best tactic. And if you don't do that tactic, you really have to find a way to protect yourself from someone doing that to you, or else you're really at a major disadvantage. And there's another weird thing that happened to myself and my friend Toaster when we both played this game. We started out playing one round of solo, and we each got in the top 10 of our respective games, which is weird because we've never played the game before. Then we go and get into a duo match where we're teamed together with each other, and we get into the top 30 pretty consistently, and we just have a terrible time just the entire time. This game does not feel anywhere near finished, and the reason why I keep bringing up that it doesn't feel finished is this game is having a full final release September 20th of this year. September 20th, 2017, H1Z1 is going to be fully released. From what it feels like an alpha right now, going straight to full release. That is just absolutely terrible. And right now, you can pick it up on sale right now for about $10, H1Z1. And full price right now, while in early access, is $20. Full price after H1Z1 leaves early access will be $29.99. Same price as PUBG. And I gotta say, if you're thinking about picking this game up, unless you play CSGO all the time, because this game is heaven for a CSGO player, unless you play CSGO all the time, I would highly recommend just spending the extra $10 and getting PUBG, or once this game finally fully releases on September 20th, we'll just spend the same amount of money and get PUBG, because it is a much better game, and quite frankly, I can't see why people still play King of the Hill. And if you look at the Twitch rankings, it seems like a lot of people think that too, because since the release of PUBG, H1Z1 King of the Hill has kind of just completely gotten demolished in ratings. It's down from being one of the highest games on Twitch to being really, really, really far down there. I think peak viewership right now is somewhere around 3,000 viewers, when it used to be kind of 10 times that. So, like everybody else has done, just pass up H1Z1 and go to PUBG. So, this has been my review of H1Z1 King of the Hill. My next episode will be on the Lawbreakers open beta that they're doing from the 30th of June to the 5th of July, which it's currently in the middle of that going on as I record this. That'll be my next video, and then after that, I'll be taking a look at a free-to-play Battle Royale game called Last Man Standing. Remember, if you like this, then click the like button. If you didn't, then the dislike button's right down there too. If you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Where they at? There. You can't turn around and shoot him when you're... Oh my word. When you're... You got to turn us around. Oh my...